Cashman Barnage and Chad Greenway.
What are those Funkos you got there?
This one right here is Adam Thielen. This one right here is Tron. Behind Tron, behind Cashman's shoulder is uh, Post Malone. Of here is the Assassin's Creed one I got right from that pack. This is One Punch Man. This is Trunks from Dragon Ball Z. And you can't see it, but in this box here, there's um, Amir and Michael Bolton from Office Space, and in the middle of them, there's a little Funko Pop printer or fax machine or whatever.
Did you get those from loot boxes, or loot crates, or did you find those?
Oh, also up there is Doc Brown.
Oh
Doc
yeah.
Brown was the loot crate, the Back to the Future loot crate. The Assassin's Creed one was from a loot crate,
Yep.
and then the rest of them I just got on my own.
I don't
Alex
remember what
Alex gave me trunks for my birthday last year, actually.
I had an Assassin's Creed Funko, and I don't remember where it went.
Yeah, same one, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, like the finger was wrong, I think. Hey Bella.
No, dude. What do you mean the
What?
finger was wrong?
No, like it was the wrong finger that was cut off or something.
Oh,
Either that or it wouldn't stand. It was something like that.
oh, they definitely have a hard time standing.
I don't remember. I'm dying. Pot pie is trying to choke me.
That reminds
Right.
me of that Simpsons Treehouse from Horror when Bart got that
The doll.
the doll, and he's like, Marge, Marge, the doll's trying to kill me. The toaster's been laughing at me.
He's like running through the house, isn't he? Because I feel like the
Yeah,
toaster laughing at me is the funniest part of that whole fucking
yeah.
joke.
Marge,
Uh,
Marge. Yeah, they were like rolling around the floor, and he's like, Marge, Marge. The doll's kind of trying to kill me, and the toaster's been laughing at me. Good times.
oh man, what a good show sometimes. Or what a good show it used to be.
Yeah,
I guess I
well.
don't watch it anymore. All right, well, I'm ready.
All right, I'm trying to come up with the best way to um, play the theme song. Okay, so I can right click on it and then hit play. So I'm going.
Welcome to Pro Football Juice with your hosts, Nick and Jesse.
Howdy ho, Jews Nation.
Hey, everybody! That was my bad. My cue was behind the Twitch chat box.
I really liked that we both kind of went with like radio DJ shock jock voices. Where
Hey,
like, hey everybody, and you're like, hey everybody.
hey!
And we're like, this is Jesse and Nick in the morning. We're here to fuck shit up.
103.5, the moose is loose. Rip it off and tear the knob off. Ah, I screwed it up.
What was the rip it off and tear the knob off?
It's supposed to be crank it up and rip the knob off. I screwed it
Oh.
up. But then I say
Oh.
the moose is loose because we're 103.5 the moose.
Jesse,
103.5 the moose.
Jesse, I want to show you this.
The moose is
Um,
loose.
while I
It's a
was
moose
uh,
sound.
while I was in the cabin in Colorado, I was walking the grounds, and one night, excuse me, I was anyway walking, and I found a stick laying on the ground that looked like the bottom half of a human, like torso down, and I brought it back with me. Do you want to see what it looks like?
Yeah. Like with that kind of intro, how could I not? Whoa. It does look like that. I think you might have come upon some sort of mythical creature that's cut in half.
Look though, it also has a little penis.
Oh yeah, look at that little guy.
That I did. This thing is fucking crazy.
I think it's like Baby Groot. I think you just found the
The halved baby.
a
Groot.
halved Groot, a Gru.
I forgot to search for us on Twitch, so I have no idea if people are chatting with us.
Yeah, it's in the middle. Oh, you can't see it.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up now.
Mike asks if you got the Rona.
Me? Why? Whoa, I gotta turn that down.
Whoa. Yeah, he said at 8:55 p.m. He says you got the Rona, Nick, because you were coughing at that point.
Oh no,
That was when the Popeye was trying to murder you.
yeah, I was eating a Popeye and the some of like the chicken noodle mixture was trying to choke me to death.
As it is
Right.
wont to do.
It was a good Popeye and tried to kill me. But Mike, we moved on to crotch stick.
I'm pretty sure that most good Popeyes are secretly trying to kill you.
Oh, probably. This was a Marie Callender. I think she has nothing but good intentions.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although it is a good intention for her to try to keep you alive, not dead, because if you're dead, you won't be.
That's true.
buying
You know how many
more
times
Popeyes.
because of Zoom, how many times now whenever I'm like, "Hey," or one of us do it, there's a delay, so it doesn't have that reaction, and I just feel like a dumbass. There you go.
Yes, Nick.
What are you drinking, bro?
I'm drinking the same thing. Bleh. Bleh.
Oh, Bliss Baba.
Bleh.
You like it?
You know what? I don't mind it. It's about a year old, according to my brother. Shout out to my brother, by the way, for giving these blue bobbers. I saw them in the back of his beer fridge, and since I am an inquisitive beer person, I found it, and he's like, "Those things suck. You want them?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want them." He's like, "You like blueberry?" I'm like, "Have you ever seen our podcast with blueberry reds? Are you kidding me?" And I tried one, and I thought it was pretty dang good, so I got to keep them.
Yeah, it was a whole 6-pack, or was it more?
It was, I think it was 4.
So you've just been drinking these 4 beers over the last 2 podcasts?
Well, I drank. If you've been paying attention, Nick, which I know you have not, I have.
I've been getting a little bit too drunk.
I've been having a bleh,
podcast.
and then I've been having other beers.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't bring. We got an Emily sighting in the house. I didn't have bourbon this time. Hey, we got Emily.
Hi.
Hello, Emily.
Hi.
Emily's eating this weird like rice cake with chocolate chips and peanut butter.
Ooh.
She's a
I was
weird
try-
lady.
Do you want to take your name off, or is it not?
Oh, I was actually gonna change my name. Hold
Well,
on.
I was gonna remove it for you, and then it said you want to remove Nick from the meeting. I'm like, no. I guess I could do a one-man show. You guys know how good I am at filling time by myself.
Hi, Mike.
changed it. Yeah, we got Mike on here.
Mike's on there.
Mike, what are you drinking, bro?
Yeah, bro.
We got now Scott. Scott, what are you drinking, real bro?
I think Scott is drinking the innards of a wolf spider he just murdered on his doorstep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he was talking about.
Scott,
Oh,
if you drink its blood, you will gain its powers.
Scott has some very back and forth opinions of the trade Emily and I just did.
D-Pep. Mike's drinking
Yeah.
D-Pep.
Mike's drinking Dr. Pepper. Are you going to put any some like vanilla vodka in that?
It's got a PhD in deliciousness.
Good one.
Nick, what are you drinking?
Oh, me? Oh, me? I wasn't going to drink anything, and then I saw this refreshing combination of beverages that I had in my fridge, which was Simply Pink Lemonade, Tito's Vodka. So I mixed those two together, and then I put a little bit of New Amsterdam Pink Lemonade Vodka in it as well. It's pretty good. You want to try it in?
I didn't even ask you because I didn't think you were drinking.
I wasn't going to, and then, you know, I don't know. It's like
In addiction, yeah, I get it.
sex without foreplay. Like, yeah, shut up.
It's like, you know, I wasn't gonna, but something just draws me to it. I don't know.
I was really angry, and I felt this yearning pain inside.
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
just
So
didn't
it's
want to
like physical pain.
yeah. I got the sweats. I don't know. Scott. Oh, Scott said next week Nick will drink rubbing alcohol with milk and oh my god. I
Stay
cannot.
tuned.
Next week, Nick will drink rubbing alcohol with milk he finds in the refrigerator. Stay tuned. Fun fact: we
Gross.
don't drink milk anymore. We drink almond milk, which I guess is milk. Scott, did you see Crush Stick?
Crotch dick.
Crush Stick.
Hey, by the way, also, Scott said he's drinking Jack O from Sam Adams, a pumpkin beer, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, Scott's such a basic bitch.
Hey, the world is shit. Let people enjoy their pumpkin thing.
Scott, if you enjoy pumpkin beers, you should see if you can find O'Fallon pumpkin. Yeah, it's my favorite pumpkin. It's my favorite pumpkin beer. It's like drinking a pumpkin pie, graham cracker crust, whipped
Pumpkin pie is
topping.
disgusting.
Pumpkin pie is the best pie, you fucking asshole.
No, it's not. Pumpkin pie is absolutely not the best pie.
It is the best pie.
I disagree. You're basically eating a pie with the texture of solidified phlegm.
Yeah, and it tastes delicious.
Ugh, gross.
Jesse, you're right.
Ugh, no.
See, I know I'm right. I know I'm right.
because
But thank you, Emily.
Emily also likes Nutella. Nutella is fucking disgusting. Yes, I would like to grind up hazelnuts, but also throw so much fake chocolate in with it. We're gonna call it a spread, but it's a hazelnut spread. Ugh. It goes on anything, but it shouldn't. I'm really against Nutella. I think it's so disgusting.
We don't really have it ever. I've tried it maybe like 5 times in my entire life, and I had it, and I'm like, this is all right. That's my.
Mike says I love pumpkin pie and Nutella. Well, Mike, you also must love Satan.
You know, same.
It goes hand in hand. Clearly.
It is a devilishly delicious delight.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I can't believe you guys would choose pumpkin pie over like apple pie or peach pie or
Hey, don't get me wrong. I like myself some apple pie. All right, I'm American.
apple pie with like the apple, like the crumble on top. Oh.
So when my sister used to
That-
work at Hardee's, and then when I worked at Hardee's, right, we'd have something called a caramel apple delight, where you would take one of those caramel apple pies, put it in the bottom of an ice cream cup, put soft serve on top of that, and then caramel on top of that. Holy shit!
That sounds pretty good. I used to really like at McDonald's getting the when you get the 2 apple pies for $1, getting that and like a sundae for $1 and mixing the two. Oh.
Yeah, but if you could put a little bit of caramel on top of that, jizz 'em.
Oh yeah, that was smart thinking.
Insta jizz.
Yeah. Oh man, you know, while you were telling that story, the text message Mike sent to us before we started podcasting. So like, we have a separate text thread where it's Mike, my brother, Jesse, and I, and we talk about like football or fantasy football stuff that's usually going on. Scott usually texts us probably weekly about a shit he's had or guacamole that he's made. Often hand in hand.
Don't have to be out of breath.
Or guacamole.
But anyway, so we were talking about football and stuff, and then Mike came in and he goes, are you guys trying to
Get all the-
get all the football out of the way before the podcast? And I audibly laughed in the garage. I was cracking up. That was funny. And
Yeah,
he's right. We haven't talked about football really at all.
Well, we got this is the opening of the show. you
That's
know?
true.
We don't
gotta
talk
warm
about
up.
football until we get in the innards.
Yeah, that's true. This is like our stretching. Like you don't just burst right into a workout. You got to stretch, warm up first. This is our stretching and warming up.
Exactly. We have to introduce. It's tradition to introduce drinks,
Yep.
and then
Yeah.
bullshit for a while. We had to answer some questions and whatnot that our viewers have been providing with us, which is fun. I don't know. You guys don't like fun, or is that what it is?
I love fun. I don't think Scott likes fun. What was that?
It was my beer going back down into its bottle.
Oh.
I probably have a a lot of spitting there now. Did I tell you I got to last weekend? I got to play rock. I played Rock Band till about 2 in the morning by myself.
Oh man, that sounds amazing. Do you know how much I miss Rock Band, man?
Yeah.
Miss it.
Well, here, okay, it's the first time I played for a long time, and basically what happened was I was playing guitar and singing, and having some beers. I had a vodka lemonade, and then I made the mistake of sitting down and just started singing from a sitting down position. I think it was about 1 o'clock, but then I woke up and it was 2. So it's right there. I passed out with a microphone in my hand.
I miss these stories.
I was having such a good time, I didn't want to like stop, so I just kept going, and then that's what happened.
Yeah, I get it, man. I get it.
I had a good sesh going.
Any faves? Did you do? You do any faves?
I was singing. No,
Oh,
not
okay.
really. I had
I
some.
was,
What I did this time, I did a little bit different. Usually, I go through the whole list, which is a huge list, or I pick a letter of the alphabet and go through, and I just put a bunch of songs on. This time, I did that party shuffle we used to do before volleyball. It was just going song after song.
Oh, I got to watch that twice. I like saw it here, and I looked up, and it happened right there. Our
And
Twitch feed is not behind too bad.
it's good.
It's like 2 seconds.
It's kind of weird because my Zoom is on in the background, but I'm actually watching what's going out to Twitch, and I am slightly behind myself.
Oh,
We're like slightly behind, so I can see things that I'm doing. It's weird.
it is weird.
I'm trying not to look.
What were we talking about?
Rock Band, but they have this new thing that they just started doing where some guy mapped out the entire AC/DC, an entire album, so you can just play the album right through.
So you're basically playing the same song over and over again.
Well, it's just yeah. I mean, it's the album, so it starts with it starts with like I don't even remember what album it is.
Well, it should like I figured it'd just be their greatest hits, but I was making a joke that almost all AC/DC songs sound the same.
Yeah. A
I mean,
lot
there's,
of
nothing, there's nothing wrong with it.
a
They
lot of
found
them were.
found a formula and it fits and works.
I mean,
I love like at least 4 or 5. I love 4 or 5 ACDC songs. So
no, you're not wrong. It's similar to Mumford and Son, right?
yeah,
They had a string of songs that I thought were all fantastic songs, but they all pretty much are the same song.
yeah, dude. If you did the whole album of ACDC, you would not be able to talk for a few days.
That's why I was trying to remember what the lead track is. It might have been like For Those About to Rock, or no, it was Back in Black, I think,
That's a strong start.
or maybe it was Thunder. I can't remember. Either way,
Dirty Deeds.
no, that's a good one. That's a good one to bring out if you ever play in the game we used to play as a kid, where you would pick a letter of the alphabet and you have to either you either have to do a band name or a song name, and you get more points if it was multiple D's or multiple of the letter. Dog.
We got a Bella sighting. I was I don't know. It was a few weeks back or a month or whatever, and I was alone in the house and I was showering, and House of the Rising Sun came on. I fucking belted that shit out, and like I wanted to get out of the shower and text you and Mike. I'm like, guys, I miss Rock Band so much because that would be one that came up every once in a while. Oh, so fun. I miss Rock Band.
Yeah, it's
Virtual Rock Band would not work very well.
it's not bad, right? You get to play with everybody, but you don't hear like the singer. You just see how good people are doing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Scott says Jesse passing out mid performance with the mic in his hand is like how most 1980s rock stars flame out, or Scott Stapp. And then he also said Bella is Bay. Yeah, Bella's the OG. She's gangster, dog. Man, I love that old bitch. Oh, those fucking bedroom eyes, man. She also have like white eyelashes and eyebrows, and she's very animated
Twitchy?
with that.
Oh.
Jesse,
What?
I already know this answer, but how's your football weekend, man?
Not very good.
Yeah.
I can't go ahead and say that I enjoyed it too much.
Yeah. I like. So you were texting us.
Wait a second.
What?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, you were texting us, and then you were like telling us the events of what was happening and stuff, and like, since that game, you've just been in like burn it all down mode when it comes to the Vikings, and it's like I imagined, like, I pictured you like in a bathrobe holding a bottle of liquor on a building, yelling at people and yelling at the birds and be like, "Fuck you, you don't understand." Just like, oh man, it was great. Mike said Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler.
Oi! Oi, Jimmy! Jimmy Butler!
Oh, we haven't done voices though. We haven't done accents in a while.
You've been watching
Thanks for
The
that,
Boys
Mike.
too much. That was a Butcher.
Oh my God, Billy Butcher. Oh man,
Fuck.
are you all caught
By
up
the
on
way,
that?
uh-oh.
Oh,
It's on.
no. Keep talking.
So, I was just about to say, fuck Jimmy Butler, because he's an asshole. Yeah, he likes to play the game tough, but he doesn't have to be an asshole about it. What a bitch. And that makes me mad.
That makes me mad. I think your bubble went away.
It didn't, but it was a pretty weak bubble.
Yeah.
Yes, last week's was a good bubble,
Yeah.
if I remember right.
It felt like a minute and a half.
Anyway, yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit. So we'll do this first though. Brandon,
Oh.
It's the Brandon McManus Man of the Hour with me, Brandon McManus.
What?
I almost belched through that whole theme song.
Jesse, I didn't even hear the burp. I just saw. That whole time.
It was a belch the whole
That was a
time.
weird face.
That was belch face. Do you have a what?
I recognize it. I just thought like the audio cut out. Like maybe you had a perfect pitch with it, where it's just like it just cut out.
Like a dog whistle? Bella like starts going crazy on the couch.
Like Bella's ears are starting to bleed. You should probably stop that, Jesse.
Holy cow! Do you have a mammoth?
I do. I'm gonna take
Cedric
this all the way-
Wilson?
What's that?
Is it Cedric Wilson?
No, but I will talk about him a little bit when we're talking about the Cowboys. No, I'm going back to last Thursday and picking Ryan Fitzpatrick as my man in the hour. The Dolphins kind of went into this game as the underdog. People kind of thought Gardner Minshew and the Jaguars were going to just trounce the Dolphins. But fucking Fitzpatrick came out here playing like a quarterback who just got a fucking fat contract and he's in his mid-20s. Yeah, nice, Jesse, perfect. But just like he was it was the third play of the drive. It was a running back play, and he just fucking lays out a linebacker or tries. And I as soon as he hit that dude, I had started Fitzpatrick, so I kind of figured he was gonna. As soon as he hit them, I was like, well, he just broke his fucking collarbone. But then he got up and they kept slinging it. He had a really good game. So he had 100. His QBR was 133.3. He completed 18 of 20 passes, so that's a 90% completion rating for 160 yards and 2 touchdowns. He rushed 7 times for 38 yards and had a rushing touchdown as well. He only got sacked 1 time. And like The thing that I like the most about Fitzpatrick, and what I liked the most about Fitzpatrick, is that he just looks like he's having fun, and like and that offense is having fun around him. So it's really fun to watch the Dolphins because Fitzpatrick's just playing fun. He's out there because he can, and he's not trying to prove anything. It's awesome. Oh man, I love Ryan Fitzpatrick. We talked about this already. Like I told you, I want to get a shirt or a jersey. Oh man, I love Fitzpatrick. So that's my brain man of the hour.
And that's a good one. Do they win?
Dolphins did, yeah. They beat the hell. They beat up on the Jags. The Jags did not look very good.
All right.
Who's your brain man of the hour? I bet I know. I take a stab since you took a stab.
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry, screen share. Oh, look at that.
This is. Oh, you can't see it on the thing. Here we go. Like, can you see it now?
I
On the does Twitch see it? No.
I don't see it yet.
Oh, never mind. It's not coming. Anyway, you can get all your various Fitzmagic merch on Google.com, and then go to
That
shopping.
shit's cool, man. I'm totally gonna get one of those shirts.
I still like the ones from the
Oh, yeah.
knockoff Chinese site.
Yeah, where he's dressed in Jameis's clothes. That one.
This one?
No, scroll up to the left there.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, that
I
one's
like
pretty.
I like that one. I also really like this one.
I do like that one. I wish it blended in a little bit more with the
Yeah.
circle.
Yeah, I agree.
But I like the one to the right of that. Two of them to the right. And
Yeah.
that's that one. That one's pretty good.
Didn't I go to your party last year as Ryan Fitzpatrick? Or Fitz
I do not remember. You always go to parties as the banana.
Yeah, I feel like last year I didn't go to your party as the banana because I said it was like going to work when I go to
Yeah.
your house with the banana on. So I didn't do it. I'm pretty sure I was wearing aviators and I had my beard.
I cannot remember that.
I wore the American Eagle stuff. Oh.
That makes sense.
Someone
too.
else went as Fitzmagic, didn't they?
I don't think so. Not for our party.
I can't even remember the Eagle suit. I can't even remember the Eagle suit. Wow.
I don't even
You-
really remember the party. I don't know what I did.
What's that? What's on the screen?
I don't know. Me or you? Who's your brain man in any hour? Justin Jefferson?
Actually, Nick, if you
Yeah.
must know,
Yeah.
it is Dalvin Cook
No.
and Justin Jefferson. Let's start with Dalvin Cook, shall we? He had 22 carries, 181 rush yards, a touchdown, and a fumble that we're not going to mention except for right now. And then he went for 2 for 18 on receiving. So he ended up having like 191 yards total.
Man.
And then Justin Jefferson had 9 catches, 175 yards, a touchdown. 7 of those catches were first downs, and he had a long of 71 yards. Bananas. Think about this. He had 9 catches, and 7 of them were first downs.
Mm-hmm. What did Thielen do?
That's a great question.
Because I'm curious. I'm curious if that meant like. I don't know. I'm wondering. Like I'm wondering if Thielen had a pretty good game too, because it was a pretty high scoring game.
No. He had, well, okay. He had 3 receptions for 29 yards,
Oh.
but he had a touchdown.
Okay.
And, yeah, I don't know. It was a pretty nice touchdown. So I
Yes,
mean,
Scott said and dodged COVID, which is probably another topic that we'll eventually get into.
both of those guys dodged COVID, and
Yeah,
so did
man.
actually all three of them. Apparently, no Vikings got COVID, and I've heard reports from 1 to 4 Titans got it.
Like, so I know the one tested positive today. Are you saying there's more?
I've heard reports that say 1, 3, and 4. I've heard those three.
So, so there's supposed the Titans. So whatever. Do you mind if we just talk about it now?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. So
Talk
the
about
Titans are supposed to play Sunday, and today a Titans player tested positive for COVID. Jesse's saying it's 1 to 3 players, or possibly 1 to 4 players. On Monday, it came out that it was like between the Vikings and Titans, five.
Well,
three players.
here's the deal, and I don't exactly know what reports are accurate, but apparently, I think someone that was riding on the Titans plane away from the stadium right when they were leaving had it and spread it. Like I don't think, but whoever that was, I don't know if they came from an outside source or if they were like jumbled along with the team as well.
Yeah.
But they did testing on all the Vikings players and there's 0 cases for the Vikings.
Yeah, I thought they were going to open up the training facility tomorrow,
Yeah,
Thursday.
right, and they're on schedule to play. Who gives a shit? Uh, and Tennessee plays Pittsburgh, and they're thinking about moving that to either to Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, you know what though? Like they're supposed to play Sunday at noon. What's one day? What's one day gonna make like hell?
And they're not. Well, here's the thing. Like I heard that Tennessee's not gonna open up their their stadium or anything until Saturday. So I think that's the difference.
Man, Tennessee's gonna be kind of unprepared, man.
Well, think about the Pittsburgh players and people in Pittsburgh, right? When those fuckers come rolling into town. Or is it reverse? It
I don't actually
is.
know.
It is. I got it right here. I don't have it right. Oh, it's in Tennessee. So Pittsburgh players have to go to Tennessee.
Oh man, that would not make me eager to go to Tennessee.
No. Although, technically, I don't think a lot of players actually go to the stadium until game day. Right?
Probably not.
They always have their practice facility and all that shiz. So it might be fine. Yeah, so that's... And other COVID-related news, there's more fines for coaches. And John Harbaugh said that you can't expect them to wear a mask all game. That's
Why
like,
not?
what, 3-4 hours? How are they going to do that and still talk? First of all, there's no one there. So
Yeah, I know.
it's like you can hear everything if you just talk to somebody. A little mask in front of her is not going to stop that. A cloth mask.
Yeah, like I see, like so. Here's the thing: like Harbaugh's bitching about that, but then there are other coaches that you'd see not take the. I don't ever see Mike McCarthy take his face mask down. He's not complaining. So why is it more difficult for Harbaugh than McCarthy?
Maybe they should like get those visor things that people have been wearing, like Andy Reid, Mike Zimmer, others. Oh, what's that, Nick? Why are you laughing? What, did you laugh at my joke that you could hear clear as day?
I could.
Oh,
I
that's
could.
weird.
Man,
For those listening at home, I had a mask on just now. Oh, you didn't even know.
I had, I take meetings sometimes where I have to wear the mask, and people can hear me just fine.
Yeah. So, so he's just being an asshole about it. And the NFL came out and said that they might start penalizing teams with suspensions and even draft pick forfeitures.
That's awesome.
That's crazy. But, yeah, do it. I think it'd be interesting.
I love it.
Until the Vikings come in last, and then someone fucks up and they get their first round pick taken from them. They tank for Trevor, and then they get their first round draft pick taken away from them.
I was actually talking to Jeff earlier, and he's hoping the Eagles are going to tank for Trevor as well. So you got a couple teams trying to tank for him already.
The Jets are tanking pretty hard, but
the Eagles, oh yeah, no, the Jets are definitely going. They're horrible, man.
The thing about the Jets, though, is that they still have Darnold, and I don't think really what's going on with them is so much Darnold's fault, but like everybody else. Adam Gase for sure.
I don't think he's ever going to get a coaching job again after this.
He'll get some like assistant coaching job doing something.
Because this is like, man, this is Miami, and then now the Jets. And I know people were making excuses for him, saying, "Oh, he never really had like the control he should have had with Miami or whatever." And then he went to the Jets, and he's just garbage, man.
Well, he went from a garbage team to a garbage team, to be honest. But here's the thing:
he's also a garbage coach.
Some coaches are better off staying in their lane, right?
Yeah.
Like if he's a good, is he an offensive guy?
Was he a quarterback coach?
Yeah. Well, some people are best served where they are. You know what I mean? Like he'll get a job almost immediately when he gets fired from the Jets this season.
Yeah.
Hot take.
Mike says, I do it at work for like 8 hours a day. Wait.
Talking about masks, dog.
Oh, yeah. Scott, MLB managers can do it and do it in game interviews just fine. Mike,
also
same
masks.
with all F1 teams. Scott, NFL coaches, snowflakes. Oh, for sure.
They're just being wieners. Just being wieners. Let's see. So I saw an interesting report saying that offensive holding penalties are down 59% from last year.
You think it's because of the lack of sound, the noise?
It could be. They don't get beat as often because they can hear what's going on.
Yeah. We've got a buddy that we used to work with, Jesse, that I'm friends with on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And he made a comment about how much he doesn't like the fake fan noise, and that he can totally tell that there aren't fans there, and it's just not satisfying anybody. I completely disagree. I cannot tell that there aren't fans there because I'm just watching the game, and they sound like the exact same sounds that would be in a fucking game. Like,
well, that's just for like TV too. They're not pumping that into. I heard that they were going to pump those into the stadium.
Are they not?
I don't think so. Because during one of the games they said, and here's what it sounds like actually right now. And they'd shut it off for just like a play or two.
That would be uncomfortable.
To show what it was like in the stadiums. And then there's also this funny clip between J.J. Watt and one of his teammates where they're sitting on the bench and J.J. Watt's like, man, it's just so quiet in here. And then they look up and they're like, you can hear the blimp flying because there's a blimp flying overhead the stadium, and they can hear it. They could hear the motor going from the blimp. Like they're not pumping any of that sound in.
That's bizarre, man. I don't understand why they wouldn't pump it into the stadium too.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just for TV. And look that up on Bleacher Report, the blimp thing, because then they start debating whether a blimp flies. They're debating whether a blimp flies or if it just floats. It's pretty funny.
Watt's
like, you're telling me that a blimp doesn't fly, and his teammate was like, no man, it's just floating, it's not flying. And he's like, just going back and forth. It's great.
That's pretty good. I haven't watched the Gridiron Heights for this week
Hovering.
yet.
Yeah.
Is it pretty good?
Gridiron Heights?
Yeah,
it was all right. It was about Russell Wilson.
Yeah, which I get. His team, man, like, they just keep their defense is just horribly injured, and their offense is getting injured too. But he's still he had 5 touchdowns in that game on Sunday.
Yep.
He's just good.
I'm calling it right now. KC Seahawks Super Bowl.
I'm thinking it's either going to be KC. It's obvious it is going to be KC for the AFC team, but it's either going to be the Seahawks or the Packers. I'm sorry, man, but Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones right now, and then when you get Devontae Adams healthy, that is it's like it's a trio that you just can't fuck with. Aaron Jones might be one of the best running backs it might be the best running back in the league right now because he can like run and truck fuckers, and he's able to like. He like the passes that I've seen him catch over the last 2 weeks, they're fucking insane, man.
Truck fuckers. Truck fuckers. Spike TV. Well, a Spike TV original TV show. Truck fuckers.
That sounds like just all I'm picturing is just like hair and sweaty butt, like for truck fucker.
Coming soon. Spike Network. Truck fuckers.
Yeah, okay. So Mike said 5 TDs and one that was poked out at the line. Yeah, that one was poked out. That was because DK Metcalf's an idiot. And then Scott said, except they can't tackle or defend the run. Green Bay. I know. Like, so Green Bay and Seattle, both of them have pretty not great defenses. So you're going to have to come down to the offenses. So Chris Carson just got injured, but he'll only be out for a couple weeks. But I think I would rather have Aaron Jones as my running back over Chris Carson, and then
Probably.
Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson are both very solid at quarterback. I think the toss up on who I'd have there. So then I guess if you go to the wide receiver core, would you rather have DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, or Devontae Adams and Alan Lazard / MVS?
This is hard for me because I don't like either of those teams.
I know. I'm sorry. Like
It's
I'm
hard for
putting myself in like conversation mindset because I know the Cowboys aren't anywhere near this conversation because they've got if they can get past their fucking stupid bonehead things that they do on offense.
Well,
they've got a
here's
good
the
offense, but a horrible defense.
Here's the thing, though. Like they went toe to toe with Seattle. They went toe to toe with them. Like it was a close game. Like you put the Vikings against either one of those teams at this point, I think it'll be a slaughterhouse.
I think
We'll
the Cowboys have a lot of shit they have to just clean up, and like they are suffering some injuries because Vander Esch and Sean Lee are both out. We don't have a good healthy safety. We're missing our top 2 cornerbacks.
Well, and think about it being the first year under Mike McCarthy too, and
I know.
And it's a shortened, like, not even really a full practice, like no preseason, no nothing.
Yep.
Like, it's pretty rough on everybody right now. I think that is coming into like a new system or a new. I think that's somewhat part of the Vikings' problem is they're going against with
Kubiak, right?
Yeah, Gary Kubiak's offense
Because this is the first year without Stefanski in some time.
Yeah, and I think people thought it was going to be a smoother transition because Kubiak was the offensive, I don't know, what do you want to call it? Offensive, like, coach, but not the offensive coordinator.
Like the offensive, like
he was another offensive, like, coach, but not a coordinator officially. I don't know. I can't remember what they called it, but whatever.
Oh yeah. So yeah. I kind of think we'll see Seattle and Green Bay in the NFC Championship game again. And I think this time Green Bay is going to beat them. I'm sorry. I don't want Green Bay in the Super Bowl any more than you do, but it would be kind of fun to watch Green Bay and Kansas City in the Super Bowl.
I think it would be fun to see Seattle and Kansas City in the Super Bowl.
I would also agree with that.
So I'm just going to go on that instead.
I think whoever plays Kansas City is going to lose. Kansas City's defense is good. Kansas City's offense is good. Patrick Mahomes isn't even breaking a fucking sweat when he's playing.
Yeah,
You can't fluster him.
I like Patrick Mahomes a lot.
It's I like him, but I'm like super jealous of him. I'm super jealous of the Chiefs for having him, you know? Like that kind of thing.
Oh, definitely.
I respect his play. He's not a cocky prick like Rodgers. So So that's nice.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't know, he's a great player, and he's seems like a great person too.
Yeah,
It's
so Mike just said I thought the Ravens would hang with Casey, and they did not.
no,
I also thought the Ravens would
oh
like,
yeah,
and that's honestly what's made me think. For just as like for fantasy purposes, I have Cam Newton, and I've thought about playing Cam Newton over Ryan Fitzpatrick. But Kansas City shut down Lamar Jackson, which was last year's MVP, and someone that you didn't think you'd be able to shut down. And
well,
he
go ahead.
What? Oh, I'm just saying, like he just didn't. He was horrible. Like he didn't do anything.
Lamar Jackson isn't. I think it's hitting kind of a slump of sorts at this moment.
Do you think people are like figuring him out and shit?
I don't know about that, but like I have him in fantasy, right? I haven't been able to actually like watch him play, and he could
I
still like escape the pocket and run and do all that stuff. But and he had some good throws, but as far as fantasy goes, he hasn't been doing shit this year so far.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, not for me. I don't have him, so I don't really
Well,
care.
I thought I was being all sorts of smart by picking him up in the first round because I was in the last. I was like second to last or last in like all of my drafts. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like all the good top tier running backs were gone. All of like the wide receivers I would have taken were gone. I'm like, oh fuck it, because last year he was a dynamo and like won me the Vampire League almost single handedly. Well, him and
Part of
Michael
me misses
Thomas.
the Vampire League. Like, I kind of wish we were doing the Vampire League this year because I was so horrible. I think I might have been the Vamp.
You weren't.
No, I got second pick. I was the second worst team.
Yeah, it was Drew. I heart cheese, if you will. Okay,
He's the
so
one who traded me all those good players for Anders, who hasn't done anything since week one.
so 27 points. This is Lamar Jackson. 27 week 1, 17 week 2 and 13 week 3. I hope that starts to pick up. 27
Yeah.
week 1 was all right, but like then 17 and 13, that's not nearly like that's not good enough.
It isn't, especially since last year, like he was putting up twice that in our low league weekly. Like it was
Yeah.
one of the like if you were playing someone who had Lamar Jackson, you pretty much knew you were gonna lose.
Right. And well, I mean, you know, that's pretty much unattainable year to year. So maybe I should
Yeah.
have factored that into. But let's in
Hey Jesse,
comparison. What?
so like while I'm thinking about it, who do you think is the better play? Cam Newton against Kansas City or Fitzpatrick against Seattle? And right now it's Fitzpatrick against Seattle because of that defense.
Fitzpatrick
I'm
against Seattle.
Yeah, so like I'm going like right now I think I'm going with Fitzpatrick over Cam Newton because Fitzpatrick is playing like he's having fun. They're playing Seattle, whose defense is horribly banged up, and Cam Newton is playing Kansas City, which held Lamar Jackson. But also Lamar Jackson, if you think about it, Lamar Jackson doesn't have shit for a wide receiver core.
It's true.
He's got Mark Andrews, and then he's got Hollywood Brown, who's pretty much only a deep threat if he can get separation from his DB. And then what is it like
Willie Snead.
and who else?
Yep.
I think Willie Snead was only good because of Drew Brees. So like I don't understand why they haven't gotten him any wide receiver help.
Okay, so get this. Seattle, right? See, well, they thought they were doing that with Hollywood Brown. Anyway, Seattle as the 31st opposition opponent rank against Ryan Fitzpatrick. So he, according to what's been going on so far, is a good play. I'm curious to know this now. Lamar, oh shoot, Ravens, wide receivers. Miles Boykin, you know, Willie Snead, you know.
even
Hollywood Brown.
who is Miles Boykin?
Uh, I he's their wide receiver 3, and then past that it's Chris Moore, Devin Duvernay, James Proche II, Antoine Wesley on IR, DeAndrew White on IR, and DeAnthony Thomas, who's out. Probably it must be a COVID thing.
Who are these people? I know DeAnthony
Miles
Thomas.
Boykin, I think, was drafted by the Eagles
I just don't I don't get it.
last
I
year.
don't
No,
get
he
it.
was. He was. Who am I thinking of? I think I might be thinking of Miles Gaskin. Is it
Like,
Myles Gaskin? Jesus.
Like the Lamar Jackson is good, but you're only as good as the receiving core that you have around you.
Miles Boykin is drafted in 2019. So
Okay, so last year? Yeah, last
yeah,
year.
last
So
year.
this is his sophomore year.
Right.
So his starting wide receivers are an injury-prone deep threat and a has-been wide receiver 3 for the Saints.
Actually, yeah,
Not even has-been,
Willie
sorry.
Snead is their wide receiver 2.
Yeah, so it's Hollywood Brown and Willie Snead, right?
Yeah.
1 and 2.
And then a second year guy. No.
And then Mark Andrews, which Mark Andrews hasn't done anything either. So, I blame
Actually-
I blame ownership and the coaches for not getting Lamar Jackson weapons.
Get this. Miles Boykin and Marquise Brown were drafted in the same year.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Marquise Brown was their first round pick, number 25, and then Miles Boykin was picked in the 3rd round.
Was Lamar Jackson a rookie last year, or was he a sophomore? Or is this his 2nd or 3rd year? This is his 3rd year, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man, look at us actually have a football conversation in top.
Yeah, 2018, yeah.
All right. Do you want to talk about your Vikings first, or should we talk about the Cowboys first?
I thought that the Vikings did okay.
It was a high-scoring game. It was honestly a much better showing by the Vikings than the first 2 weeks.
Well, the first week, right, they scored like 35 points, but the problem is the other team scored like 45. So, I don't think it's the offense's fault, but our defense is just gushing points.
Your cornerbacks are bad.
Yeah, they are bad. They got 2 rookies as cornerbacks. A second year guy and that guy was undrafted, and a 3rd year guy who missed his entire rookie season pretty much. It's not good. Like I think I texted you guys that day that I think, or maybe I texted somebody that I think maybe Mike Zimmer's getting up his own ass a little bit about being a cornerback guru. Because if they thought that they were gonna be okay going into the season with these guys, they're stupid as hell. Like, maybe it'll be better like further like into the season, but if you play like shit at the beginning of the season, you're fucked for the rest of the season, and it doesn't matter. Here's my plan.
Oh shit! Did you know? Sorry, since we're talking about Vikings cornerbacks, did you know Xavier Rose is right now the highest graded cornerback? He won AFC Defensive Player of the Week this week,
I saw you got a pick 6.
and he's Pro Football Focus's number 1 cornerback in 2020 right now. That's fucking impressive. So apparently, it just took him leaving the Vikings.
Yeah, and I get
Colts
that.
defense Also, the Colts defense, in my opinion, is top of the league. Like, they're fucking insane.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and I also think that players need to get out of their, like, if they become stagnant, You know, like get him out and do it. Oh, there's another one.
Got a max sighting. He had no idea what to do. Hey, bud. Maggie. What's going on, bud? Look who it is. Hey, he looked. Oh, he wagged his tail. He got real excited.
Nice.
Oh,
Now,
good
Mike's
job.
right. Roads are closed right now, and I'm
Yeah,
happy
no,
for. I'm happy for him because
Congratulations, like honestly, I think like Philip Rivers is doing okay, but I still think if they had a better, if Marlon Mack wasn't injured, which that's not really, I guess, seeming to affect much. Marlon Mack wasn't injured. They had maybe one more better wide receiver. They'd probably be they'd be top of that division. I think.
I think losing Paris Campbell hurt a little bit because he was actually like doing pretty well for him.
Yeah, he
T.Y.
was
Hilton's
supposed to
not
be
doing
there.
that much for him right now. It doesn't seem
No.
like.
Yeah, I do think Marlon Mack is a superior running back in that backfield.
I don't know, man. Jonathan Taylor is putting on a show.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Doing pretty good. Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, man.
That bubble sounds crazy. Let it roll.
Yeah,
son.
so Xavier Rhodes is doing pretty good. But I'm pretty happy for him actually because he wasn't doing shit in Minnesota. So so I'm glad he could finally get some stuff going. Oh man.
Wow. How do those happen so easily?
I don't know. It's weird. I like it though because it's fun, but like it's weird.
Oh man, that cracked me up.
Uh, uh, no, but here's my deal. Like, yeah, their defense sucks balls. I mean, they got rid of like their interior, so they are weak in the run. They are weak in the secondary. The things that they are good at are the edge rushers. Yannick Ngakwe hasn't done shit because if
He
you
had a
get
sack.
yeah, but if you can't cover people down the field, then you're not going to get coverage sacks or anything. You're just going to get they're just going to freaking toss it on you all day. They get this next game they get Danielle Hunter back. I think he's coming back because he was on IR, but I don't know if he's officially playing. But he's allowed to come back, and I really want to see this Ngakwe Hunter like edge rushing like combination.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think the season's done for that, and we should tank for Trevor because there's no point. I think we should tank for Trevor and have one season because we have Kirk Cousins for this season and next season. Keep Kirk Cousins around for another season while Trevor is learning underneath him, and then fucking eject Cousins and pretend it never
Eject him?
happened. I don't think it's his fault, honestly, but I also don't think he's the long-term answer. So there.
No, I don't think he is it. I mean, there was a reason why the fucking Washington football team didn't want
Ooh.
to. I stopped myself.
Yeah, but that I wouldn't put much stake into that because they were dysfunctional as fuck.
They still are dysfunctional as fuck.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah, not much has changed. Anyway, so that's my take on the Vikings, and season's over, and fuck it.
It doesn't help. It doesn't help that the Bears are 3-0 apparently too.
Bears are
And
3-0.
so-
The Packers are 3-0. The Lions just won their first game.
Yeah, they got Kenny Galladay back, and they're a better team.
They almost lost, and I was hoping they lost, but they didn't. So
Oh, I do want to mention for those who haven't heard, Mitch Trubisky is officially benched, and now Foles is the starter. So that means the Bears are probably going to the Super Bowl.
here's the weird thing, though. Like they were 3-0. They're 3-0 now with Mitch Trubisky. They were 2-0, right? I mean, they hadn't lost with
They were
Mitch
2-0,
Trubisky
yeah.
yet.
Trubisky didn't look that bad, but it's like fucking Bears were just looking for him to make a mistake so they could replace him.
Which to me makes sense because they've been like wishy-washy on him from the start, and he hasn't. To be honest, he hasn't been that good. He's won some games, but like, I don't think he's been really that good. So they were just looking for an excuse to jettison his ass. So, which sucks for a young guy,
Yeah.
But
Yeah, honestly,
they can't.
He's probably going to pull a Tannehill and eventually go to another team and get a fat contract and be fucking good. What if he goes to the Vikings and he's outstanding?
That would be hilarious.
It would be hilarious, man.
That would.
Oh my god, what if he goes to the Vikings?
Well, they're not going to start him. Because they're not going to go away from Cousins. They're paying Cousins so much fucking money.
Cousins is your quarterback for the next 2 years?
Yeah, I believe so. I think I would take Trubisky as a backup if you wanted to take, because our backup now is Sean Mannion, and I would definitely take Mitch Trubisky over Sean Mannion.
Yeah, I think, excuse me, I think Trubisky and like Winston, they'll all be backups for a little bit. Like Winston's probably going to be a starter next year. It would not surprise me if Winston eventually takes Drew Brees over this year. Brees hasn't looked very good, and like granted he hasn't had Michael Thomas the last 2 games, but he can't get the ball down the field very well. He just doesn't look very good. He looks kind of old, which sucks because you don't really want to see Drew Brees not be good.
I'm torn, Nick, because I think Drew Brees is all right, although I do think he's somewhat of a liar and a cheat.
I know.
But I don't mind him that much. But on the flip side, I want the Saints to go down hard and Sean Payton to go down hard. So I'm fine. I'm feeling all right. Like if they start to be a bad team, I'll be a happy man.
I know.
I'll just put it that way. Drew Brees, everybody's got to hit their limit at some point. But if the Saints go down,
Tom Brady. He's Tom Brady. Aside from that first game, he's looked pretty good.
They built a solid team around him. I'll tell you that much.
They did.
They gave him his favorite weapon back. Besides Julian Edelman, if they trade for Julian Edelman next year, then we know what's up.
It's actually it's kind of fun knowing that. Oh, okay. Tom Brady is a good quarterback and didn't need Bill Belichick. Oh, Bill Belichick is a good coach and didn't need Tom Brady. And then it's like that's kind of fun.
Well,
and then also the fact that Julian Edelman is a good wide receiver and he doesn't need Tom Brady because he's doing really fucking well with Cam Newton.
I think that's the funnest thing, and here's why. Because I already knew, like if you looked at the season where the Patriots had Matt Castle as their starting quarterback and they went 11-5, like that's when you knew that Bill Belichick was the real deal. Yeah. Even though they didn't make the playoffs that year, they went 11-5 with Matt Castle.
That year got Matt Castle fucking starting gig in Kansas City for several years.
He made fucking Matt Castle's career, Bill Belichick. Yeah. And they didn't even have to make the playoffs. Didn't even have to. So same thing happened with Matt Schaub, actually.
Yeah.
Because what was he? He was the Falcons quarterback when Ryan went down. Is that right?
He was a Texans starter for a little while.
Yeah, but I think the reason he even got to be a starter is because he was a backup somewhere and did well. I think it was Atlanta.
Nick Foles is still going to be like the greatest backup success story, I think.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Ryan Fitzpatrick hasn't been called up and then won a Super Bowl for that team.
Oh, that's true. It's a good point.
I know.
I don't know how he hasn't done it. Oh, here's why he hasn't done it. It's because he always wins the starting job in every like in every team he ever goes to. He doesn't get called up at the end of the season. He gets the starting job from the get-go. He's like reverse Nick Foles.
Scott's saying Kurt Warner.
Oh, that's
that
true. Because he was an undrafted free agent and he took over for that team and just like became a Hall of Fame quarterback. Yep. I think he's right on this one. Oh.
What?
Matt Schaub's had a weird career. So he went. Oh, I'm going backwards. That's why. Weird. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. He didn't become a starter until he hit Houston. He was started in Atlanta, and didn't really play. But they must have liked him so much he went to Houston and became the starter at some point. Weird. I don't exactly know why.
How great would it be if fucking Dolphins just run the table and Fitzpatrick and Brian Flores go to the goddamn Super Bowl?
Yeah, no, it's like
seriously, like that'd just be insane.
oh, it'd be great. It'd be fun, but like the reality of Kansas City.
I know.
By the way, guys, and Scott is just saying this, that he said Kurt Warner is my fellow Panther brethren because Kurt Warner also went to UNI as I did, and fun story. I actually, not at the same time, mind you, lived in the same dorm that Kurt Warner stayed in before me, years before me. He was actually on what, first floor, I believe, and I was on fourth floor. Ryder Hall, baby. Ride or die, baby. No one's ever said ride or die about Ryder Hall, by the way. I just made that up. They say the towers, there's a couple of dorms called the towers at UNI called Dancer and Bender. So Ryder Hall's thing was why Dancer or Bender when you can Ryder? That was our thing.
That's a good one.
College. You know how college is.
Jesse,
What?
I want to talk about the Cowboys a little bit, if that's okay.
Yes. Do it.
Okay. So, I first off want to apologize to you, Mike, and Scott for the roller coaster of texts on Sunday. Sunday was a day where I was like, you know what? I'm going to drink all day and watch football. So when I was watching the Cowboys game, I was a little half crocked and going through a roller coaster of emotions.
Can I please present to you my phases of Nick watching a Cowboys game?
Yes.
Cowboys are down by 7 in the first quarter. Nick goes, "Game's over. Fuck this. This whole season's fucked. Everyone's fucked. It's like Mike McCarthy is just another Jerry dicksucker. Like, oh, he's just doing this. Like, and we're like, it's quarter number 1, and they're down by 1 touchdown."
Okay, in my defense on that one, the Cowboys historically in the last 20 years have not been known as a come-from-behind team. This year, for some reason, the Cowboys are like the best come-from-behind team in football.
Yeah, but you don't understand, Nick. You're not listening to me. You see, what I'm saying is this is the phases, not the phases last week. The phases. I think Mike and Scott will back me up on this, and it'll be that way. As long as, even if you're up by 7, it'll be we're horrible. We suck all through the first half.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you're in burn it down mode until like the last minute, basically.
Well, for some reason, the Cowboys play like fucking jackasses until the second half, and then they still kind of play like shit jackasses. And then in the fourth quarter, they play like a fucking Super Bowl team, but then obviously find a way to blow it. Like, so I remember when I was sitting in the living room and I was watching the game, and I think like M was stitching, and Brittany was watching the game with me, and it was that final drive, and the Cowboys got the ball, and I went, I'm gonna bet money Dak turns it over on this drive, and she's like, money, huh? And in like the first play, she's like, he didn't turn it over. I said the drive. And it kept going, and they were going down the field, and then he threw an interception, and I turned the TV off, and I'm like, fucking called it, and I went and moved, did other things,
Yeah, but like that I don't that throw was not like they had one throw left maybe.
I know, but what I'm trying to say is the Cowboys offense, and I don't know if this is Kellen Moore or if it's Mike McCarthy or if it's still the fact that it's like Jerry Jones. They're predictable. Like nothing about the Cowboys offense ever surprises me. They pay Zeke all this money, but they run Zeke like he's a middle of the line run backer, not like he's not like he's their top, not like he's the best running back in the league. Like they're not running and like what happened? Go back to years back when they were doing nothing but running Zeke and then having Dak throw it when he had to. Like Dak was only throwing 20 times a game. Now Dak's throwing like 40, 50 times a game. Like I get that we have Amari Cooper, we've got Michael Gallup, we got CeeDee Lamb, sorry, but now apparently we got Cedric Wilson. Like I get that we have all these like offensive wide receiving weapons, but like why aren't we running Zeke more? That's what made us deadly when Dak and Zeke entered the league. Also, hot take, I think by the end of the season, by the end of the trade deadline, either Amari Cooper or Michael Gallup gets traded.
I'll take Amari Cooper.
I would trade Amari Cooper in a heartbeat. I like him. I really like Amari Cooper. He like took a Cowboys discount to stay with them. I really like him. But he can't stay healthy, and he hasn't done shit this season.
I'll take an Amari Cooper and Dak for Kirk Cousins straight up trade.
Hell no. No. We'll give you. I do want to see what Andy Dalton would do with the wide receiving core that we have now. But we'll trade you Amari Cooper and Andy Dalton for Danielle Hunter.
No,
straight up.
That's absolutely garbage.
Straight up.
Garbage. I do like this the last couple of chat entries there.
That's funny. Scott said, I still can't get over Nick saying he's done with the team and buying a hat 24 hours. And then Mike says you can't publish that, Scott. We weren't supposed to tell that. So I walked into the dining room today where Em was having her office meeting, and I have my fucking like tail tucked between my legs, and I went, I have a confession for you because I can't keep it from you because I don't feel very good about it. And I was like, I bought that hat that I told you I wanted to buy that you told me you didn't want me to buy. And she goes, I fucking knew it. And I went, hear me out. And I was like, the Crucial Catch gear is only around for like when it's around. And then when it's gone, you cannot get it. Trust me. Like, dude, I wanted to get a Crucial Catch hat from a few years back because it was like I have a Cowboys hat that's like the similar color, but the Cowboy star had the Crucial Catch like rainbow line.
Yeah.
And then it all had some like colors on the side. It was awesome, but I'd never been able to find it. The one I found this time is so cool I couldn't pass it up. Like it's fucking tie-dye, man. Oh my god. So I got it and I told Em about it today and she was okay with it.
Yeah, but I think the funniest part about this is that you were like, I'm gonna cover up. I want to cover up my Cowboys tattoo, man. I'm done with this team. This sucks. Like all this, but and then yeah, literally the next day you sent us a link. Check out this hat. It's just boom. It's this Cowboys hat, and you're like, oh, I'm getting it. Don't tell him.
So it's actually funny you mentioned that because I'm actually still thinking about covering up my tattoo, but for a different Cowboys tattoo. So like this is like I've been getting the art that's on my arm, and it's really awesome. And the Cowboys tattoo that I have now doesn't necessarily mesh. So I want to show you. I found a photo. I found a dead poster that I've thought about. That if I do this, but do it in the color of like blue and silver, and then also do the cowboy star on the little barrel here, and then some other shit. Make it look like two bears tailgating at a Cowboys game. Then I can still keep my fandom. The tattoo meshes with my arm, and then I still got a super detailed tattoo that works because in the bottom of this there's a railroad track, and then my plan is to have the railroad track go up my arm to Terrapin Station up here, and then along the way I'm gonna have signs that have my favorite Dead songs. So like Railroad Crossing, the sign that says Scarlet Begonias and Fire on the Mountain, because it's Scarlet Begonias that always goes into Fire on the Mountain for the best mashup in music. So I'm still thinking about covering it up, but I'm thinking about covering it up with a Cowboys Dead tattoo.
Nick, I just want to say one thing, if I may.
Yeah.
I really hope that like it doesn't come out that Jerry Garcia was like a rapist or something like.
But no, that's not
because you're in too deep.
That's not why I love the Dead, man.
Or like, it comes out they find his like personal journal and they're like, yeah, basically all the lyrics I've ever written and all the stuff I've written is about rape, about the women that I've been raping all these years.
Just racism and rape. No, like the reason, like one of the biggest reasons why I love the Dead is because of the Dead. The Dead stands for like acceptance and like love and happiness of everything. So you're able to be who you want to be, do what you want to do, and like be comfortable with it. And it's the music of an accepting group. And that's why like I know some people who are Dead fans, and they're such closed-minded people that I do not fully believe that they could classify themselves as Deadheads, because they're missing the message of the Grateful Dead. And the message of the Grateful Dead is acceptance and love of other people and everybody, and like you should be able to be your own person. So I love the Dead, and a lot of the stuff that I'm getting on my arm, it's the artwork that is like really cool. So it's like it's not necessarily the music, but more the artwork that has and that was inspired by the music. So it's been really fun to kind of get. But then also like, and then you think about it, like this is a tattoo that I got, like 8 years ago. As a person, I've changed a lot in 8 years. So if I wanted to shape this tattoo in a way, why not? Also, I've prepaid this arm off, so I can do whatever the fuck I want, and it's free, man. Like I've already paid for it, so I can have this covered up as detailed as possible, and it's already paid for. So why not?
Why is it already paid for? Because
he did
you paid for this whole sleeve or what?
Yep, he did a deal where it's it was like a certain time only for like 48 hours. If you hit him up, it's like the sleeve thing. So I texted him like, how does this work if I'm already working on a sleeve? So he texted me a price of what it would cost me, what he would charge me for this deal for the rest of my sleeve. And I took it. So I paid him. And so now, and I've already talked to him about covering it up if we went that route. Now it's like, it's already paid for. So like my appointment that I got on Saturday and next Saturday, I'm only going to pay tip because I've already paid for my tattoo. So like, that's why I've given it consideration.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I forgot my question. But we're about an hour and 18 in.
Scott says, oops, oh, Nick, no, bad choice, Nick. Grateful Dead is about accepting everyone. Also, Nick, I don't think some people are real Grateful Dead fans. But like Scott, like the people that I'm talking about are like people who say the Grateful Dead and they fans, and they believe and what the Grateful Dead stand for, but then they're also not accepting of other races and other sexualities, and that's what I mean by that. Like,
but Nick, you're not accepting of other Grateful Dead fans, Nick.
I guess that's true.
Did you ever think about that?
I guess I'm not accepting of racists and people who aren't open to other genders and sexualities. So, I guess, yeah.
Well, I have heard you tell the Proud Boys to stand by quite a few times. Like,
oof. You know what sucks? Every time I'm talking.
No. Cut it off. Stop.
I'm just no. What I mean, like every time I've been playing with Mac today and calling him a good boy, and I'm like, I'm proud of you, boy, and I'm like, oh, that's a different thing now.
Right.
But that's it. But yeah, I'm cutting it.
Yeah. No more about that. That was my bad.
Should we do like picks?
I guess I had a bunch of stuff, but I don't really
I
care.
know. I'm having a blast. Like this is great, man.
Two things. Okay, I wanted to say two things. One, I'm worried about Justin Jefferson being a prima donna that we're gonna have to cut loose at some point.
Like another Diggs, but Diggs I didn't think was a prima donna.
Well, apparently he was in the back end. I don't know, whatever. But like, he was. There was a little clip during the game when he caught his first touchdown. He was dancing into the end zone and continued to dance the whole time in the end zone. Justin Jefferson, and they were talking about how he was voted the best dancer on the LSU football team. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, oh god, please no. Two. Megatron Calvin Johnson, happy birthday, turned 35 today. 35. Megatron's only 35.
I know, and he's been out of the league for what, like 5 years?
A lot of years. I thought it was more than that.
He hasn't. Let's see. He was still in the league when Dez Bryant was with the Cowboys, and Dez Bryant hasn't been with the Cowboys past that first year with Dak.
2015. He's been out of the league 5 years.
Man, I really thought Calvin Johnson was going to go on to be the greatest wide receiver of all time.
I think he still is one of the greatest wide receivers of all time. Think about it. I mean, just like, oh god, fucking Detroit, man. It's like we're. I mean, I think Calvin Johnson's going to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
I would hope so.
When
they were 0-16, he was still great.
What year was that?
2009.
He had just under 1,000 yards that season.
Yeah, so Scott said DK Metcalf is never living that down. And what he means by that is when DK Metcalf, he got this beautiful, beautiful pass by Russell Wilson and right on like the 2-yard line. He was just being careless with the ball, and a Cowboys DB ran up and knocked it out of his hands, and it was a turnover.
Diggs' brother Diggs.
It was Tavon Diggs, I think is what that is.
Yeah, Tavon. One of the things I was going to go over, Trayvon, sorry. One of the things I was going to go over was one player every team should demote, and that was an article on Bleacher Report. And Trayvon Diggs was actually one of the people that they said the Cowboys should demote. I'm like, first of all, he's a rookie.
He is a rookie.
Second of all, I didn't think he was playing that bad.
I didn't think he was either. I did see. So Brandon Carr was in that game, and he had a pretty good play, but then they ended up calling a pass interference, and I thought it was complete bullshit. I thought that was another Diggs at DK. Oh, Jesus, Scott.
Stop it, Scott. Scott, don't make me shut you off in chat.
What was that, Jesse?
I said, Scott, don't make me shut you off in chat.
I mean, I'm with you, Jesse, but I do appreciate that. That's a pretty good game.
Yeah, I agree.
I was in a design meeting today, and people kept saying, you and I can take care of that, you and I can take care of that, and I really wanted to unmute, but like, guys, I think if we involve another fucking university, this project's going to get out of hand.
You're like, listen, I know the Panthers have a lot of good things going for them, but I think as the Hawkeyes, we can figure this out. All right. Current undefeated teams: Buffalo, Chicago, Green Bay, Kansas City, Pittsburgh, Seattle, and Tennessee.
Honestly, I think so. Pittsburgh, I don't think is going to make it. Tennessee, I don't think is going to make it. But the rest of those teams, who knows? Oh, and the Bears aren't going to make it. The Bears aren't going anywhere. The rest of those teams, I don't know. I still think it's going to be the Packers and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. That's like my pick right now, 4 weeks in.
Well, and I mean, I'm the Chiefs in Seattle, so which is another one of those teams. So, okay, another thing I wanted to bring up quick. I think we have time. I'm gonna put this out to the people who are listening. Whoever wants to whoever is interested in this, let us know some way, text or what or email or whatever. But I'm thinking about at some point creating a Pro Football Juice Madden League. Now, I had
How
this
does that work?
idea.
I
What's
ask.
that?
How does that work, Jesse? I ask.
Well, I'll tell you, Nick.
Oh,
Uh,
good.
it's a sim league. It's not a played league, and it's because I want anyone who wants to be a part of this to be able to be a part of this without owning Madden 21. And it's a Madden 21 game, and it would only start when it gets cheaper because I don't want to buy it right now because it's the same fucking game as Madden 20, but I want to buy it on PC. And yeah, of course, Mike, we're gonna be playing the games once we get once we get the game. Don't worry about that. But essentially, what you do is you pick you pick a team, and that team is the defense that you get. Okay, you with me so far, Nick?
I am.
You get that team's defense, and then you have a short fantasy draft where everyone picks like a quarterback, a running back, two wide receivers, tight end, kicker, maybe a defensive player, maybe an offensive lineman, something like that. Whatever. We can figure that out later. But then pre-existing injuries are off. All injuries are off for the season. And basically, what I would do is after the draft is I would take the team you picked for defense and then move all of the players that you wanted that you got in the draft and put them in your team. So all the core players would be there. I guess you'd be drafting if you picked a
So,
team.
are you talking about wanting to do this like if our fantasy league falls through?
No, I just
Oh,
want to
okay.
do it anyway. Originally,
Oh.
that's how I came up with the idea,
Yeah.
but I just want to do this anyway. So basically, what you do is you sim all the games, and then if like a user's team plays another team, like let's say yours and mine team played each other, then I would just stream it on Twitch and we could watch it. And I do
Yeah,
that
see, that'd be fun.
I'd do that for anybody that wanted to watch it. Like let's say Scott wants to do it and Mike wants to do it, then I would stream their game if they played each other.
Oh, I talked to Alicia just before this.
Oh yeah.
Emma and I did a call with Rita and Alicia, and she was talking about how it's fun to watch the Bucks play.
Oh yeah.
So maybe you'd be down for this.
Maybe
I don't know.
she would choose the Bucks. But it's just like a fun thing I thought we could do with anyone who's interested in it. And basically the only thing that you would have to do in this league would be to just have a little mini fantasy draft of players and pick. So, like what I would do is, let's say that Nick, you chose the Rams defense, but then you drafted Dalvin Cook. So what I would do is I would put Cook on the Ravens, and then I would take Mark Ingram, right, who is the Ravens starting running back, and I'd move him to the Vikings. So it just
What does
swap
that
those.
have to do-
What's that?
what does that have anything to do with the Rams defense?
Because as I said earlier, you pick a team, and that team's your defense. Like you pick that team, right?
Okay,
Like-
but then when you went Dalvin Cook, what do you mean?
Right,
Like,
because
so-
that's part of the fantasy draft later. You're not listening.
But then you put him on the Ravens.
Yeah, because you chose the Ravens.
But then I have the Rams defense.
There's no Rams.
But you said the Rams earlier.
Well, I didn't mean to say the Rams if I said the
See,
Rams.
that's where you confused me, Jesse. You, you
Listen.
beautiful son of a bitch.
Listen, when you draft, like, you need a defense.
So Scott says so when he picked the Ravens, not the Rams, you bitch.
Yeah, okay, that's what I meant. Whatever. Start over. Take two.
Hey, two. And
Let's just say we started the draft, and it was your turn to pick the team that you want the defense of. So you would pick a whole team, and I want the Steelers defense or the Ravens defense. And so I would put you would have the Ravens. So whatever defense you pick, that's your team. But then you would have a fantasy draft for your offensive players. Does that make sense?
yeah, it does. I get it. I was just confused by like
The Rams Ravens thing. Whatever,
Yeah.
dude. You guys are making stuff up. You're brothers and you're texting behind my back.
We're not. We're not. we're literally doing it on our Twitch feed. Oh, you got a different beer there, Chief.
This is my third different beer.
Oh,
This is Boulevard
I
Wheat. Boulevard Wheat.
We should probably do guinea pigs.
Yeah, I'm ready now. So anyone who's listening and is interested in that, just let me know. It sounded confusing, but it's actually not. Trust me. All right, who's your... Wait a second.
Yeah, we got to do the thing.
Say what? Oh, you have got to be kidding me. No. Pick of the week.
Okay,
Hey,
who's your say what pick of the week?
I'm picking the Dolphins to beat the Seahawks.
Spoiler alert
I
from earlier.
I think it's gonna happen. What about you, man?
Well, I'm gonna go with my old tried and true pick here. I'm gonna pick the Vikings to beat Houston.
You know what? I kind of want to pick the Vikings to beat Houston as well, but I did that. I agreed with you last week, and it didn't work out.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have. Here's the thing: Houston, I believe, is also 0-3, but I'm still picking them anyway because it's my fucking podcast.
Good for you, Jesse.
Plus, everyone I think would admit that Minnesota is a worse team than Houston right now. Right? Don't you think?
I don't know.
Because I'm the one who should be saying the opposite, and I'm absolutely not saying the opposite.
Houston
Also,
clearly is suffering the loss of DeAndre Hopkins.
yeah, but they got David Johnson, so who cares? Also, I want to say something else. Quick. I want to say something else quick. Okay, try to remind me to say this at the end.
Oh, so you don't want to say it now?
No,
Okay.
it's unrelated to football. Denver versus New York Jets.
Denver, the Jets are horrible.
I know, but so are the Broncos.
Yeah,
And their starting quarterback is what's his...
horrible, but the Broncos are horrible because of injury. The Jets are horrible because they're just bad.
I know. I feel like Driscoll, but their quarterback is like Jeff Driscoll. This was actually a hard pick for me, believe it or not.
Mike, by the way, said I feel the Vikes are going to get it together at some point, and then you'll be mad they're not tanking for Trevor.
No. You're right, because that's the most Viking things ever. They'll they will all of a sudden turn it on and win like their last 6 games, even though there's no hope of them getting into the playoffs. And it'll just be like they'll end up middle of the fucking pack. And they'll have a shitty draft pick. Yeah. No, I've been down this road before. Don't worry about it. This is Taylor's old time song is old rhyme Beauty and the Beast. Vikings behavior here. New Orleans versus Detroit.
Man, this one depends, I think, if Michael Thomas is back. But honestly, I think this one's going to be a little bit of an upset, too. I think Detroit's going to win this game.
No, New Orleans. The Chargers versus the Bucks.
I'm going with upsets all day. I'm going Chargers.
That's also incorrect. Tampa Bay. Jacksonville versus Cincinnati.
Jacksonville.
Minnesota. Oh, yeah, I also picked Jacksonville. Minnesota versus Houston.
Fuck you. I'm picking Houston. Just for all your fucking bitch talk with my other picks, I'm picking Houston.
That's a smart pick. Seattle versus Miami. Miami was your say what pick of the week, and Seattle is my choice. Pittsburgh versus Tennessee.
Okay, so if this game even happens this week, I'm gonna pick Pittsburgh.
That is true. I forgot about that. I picked Tennessee. I feel like that's dumb now, but that's fine. I'll stick with it. Cleveland versus Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah, I picked them as well. Arizona versus Carolina.
Give me Carolina. I'm gonna go with another upset.
Okay, I picked Arizona. Indianapolis versus Chicago.
Indianapolis.
I picked Chicago.
Really, I think
Nick
Indianapolis.
Foles train. Woo woo.
I am really believing in Indianapolis' defense right now.
Whatever. It's like you never heard of Nick Foles. Baltimore versus
Danielle's gonna
Washington.
text me. Danielle's gonna text me later when she's watching this podcast. Nick, you're right. I knew you'd see the light. You're 100% right. Nick, Jesse is just a fuck, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, I knew it. And that beard's totally fake.
I can't really get behind anyone who would hold a Barnage jersey hostage, to be honest.
I do need to get that goddamn thing back.
Baltimore versus Washington.
Baltimore. Come on.
Yeah. Giants versus Rams.
Rams.
I picked them as well. Patriots versus Chiefs.
You know, I'm picking the Chiefs, but it's not going to surprise me if the Patriots upset them.
Think about this for a little bit. Patriots versus Chiefs.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. How about that? Buffalo versus Oakland.
I'm gonna go Buffalo.
I also went Buffalo. Although I think Oakland is better this year.
I mean, Oakland is better. Oakland is playing very good football. But also, I mentioned to you, like, I've got Josh Allen on my short list for MVP. Like, it's Russell Wilson, Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, I think, are my top three, and not necessarily in that order.
No, because Patrick Mahomes is still a person.
Oh, fuck! Why do I forget about Patrick Mahomes?
I don't know.
Oh, my God. I forget about him all the time.
You do. You forget him quite frequently.
Does everybody just forget about the Chiefs?
I don't know. I have a lot of friends who are Chiefs fans. Shout out to Snowman and Smitty. They sound like they actually sound like they should get their own like morning radio show. Snowman and Smitty.
Scott, I would listen to that.
Oh
Scott
yeah,
just-
sorry. Yeah, it is Las Vegas. My bad.
Yeah.
I even have it
I
written
didn't-
down here wrong.
I'm with Mike. I didn't even fucking notice.
I'm gonna guess that I've been doing this all week. I'm gonna look back quick. Last week. Oh, I did Las Vegas last week. What about week 1? No, I did it there too, huh? Weird. Cool. Better than I thought it was. Philly versus San Francisco.
You know what? Even though San Francisco is a disaster, is like riddled with injuries, the Eagles are horrible. So I'm gonna pick the Niners.
I also picked the Niners as well. Atlanta versus Green Bay.
I don't think Carson Wentz is gonna make it to like week 12. I think Jalen Hurts will replace him before then. In what?
Huh?
What game?
Atlanta versus Green Bay. Oh, by the way, guys, Scott specifically, you asshole. It took me like probably until mid-season before I started calling the San Diego Chargers the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a while.
So honestly, Jesse, this Falcons-Packers game, this was a game that I also thought about picking for Say What Pick of the Week. I think it's going to be the Packers, but it's also not going to surprise me if Atlanta finally gets their fucking heads out of their asses and wins this game. They just colossally collapsed. It's amazing.
No, what's gonna happen is Dan Quinn's gonna lose his job. Adam Gase is gonna take over in Atlanta. They're gonna win the next. They're gonna win the next 6 Super Bowls.
Peyton's gonna call blank Art Blank or whatever, and then just be like, you know what? Who would be a great coach for you? Adam fucking Gase, and then Adam Gase will be the head coach for the Falcons.
Yeah, and then they'll trade Matt Ryan and pick up Jay Cutler on the waiver wires.
Oh man, and Mike said Atlanta's gonna get a 21-point lead and blow it in the second half. Yeah, it's their game plan meant now. Oh man,
They can't live down that Patriots Super Bowl loss.
no, not at all.
They just keep
doing it
over and over and over again. Bill, I cannot have you standing in front of the screen.
They've got when healthy the what do you think right now if healthy? Who do you think would be the better wide receiver tandem? Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley, or Mike Evans and Chris Godwin?
Evans Godwin.
I think I would possibly agree with you.
I think that Julio, if healthy, might be the best of all of them. But
I don't know, man.
But together,
I think Mike Evans is a very, very good wide receiver. Like, he's always durable. He's always dependable. Like, every wide receiver he's had, he's been really good with. I'd still say, like, I'd still think DeAndre Hopkins is probably the best wide receiver in the NFL, just because with every quarterback he's ever had, he's been great.
Right. He doesn't give a rat's who is who's passing.
And he's still shown that with Murray. I think he's the reason why Murray's been so good. But also, Murray had some fucking running back runs this past week that I saw. I finally got to see him actually play.
Some running back runs.
I mean, like, he was cutting and juking. You son of a bitch. Just play the outro.
Good times. All right, I'm gonna play it. All right, don't even worry about it. I'm playing it. Don't even worry about it.
Hey, if you fuckers want to, if
you came in hot.
If you want to if you fans of us want to tweet at us at #ProFBJuice #JuiceNation.
Yeah, or you could Facebook us if you wanted to. I'm sure it's Pro Football Juice at some, or you can listen to our podcast on all of the major podcast things, even not even the major ones.
If you've got any questions you want to ask us or any nudes you want to send us, it's profootballjuice@gmail.com. Unless your last name is a McKegg or a Nicholson, don't send us nudes.
Yeah, so we have personal emails for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
iTunes.
Chuckle Sluts 48.
Chuckle Sluts 48. Clownpenis.fart. I stole that from an SNL skit.
Oh man!
It was actually a skit about a law office that got to the internet too late, and the only URL that was left was clownpenis.fart. It's a good one. Anyway, this is what I wanted to say before that I was trying to remember, or that I wanted to remember, and I told you to remind me, and you didn't. Congrats to my brother for having a new job, and today was his first day on the job, and he probably knocked it out of the fucking park.
Oh man, nice, Jeremy! Congratulations. What did you have for lunch? Was it a PBJ with the crust cut off?
Oh, I hope so. But here's the thing: Jeremy just got out of college. I mean, he didn't get out of college. It sounds weird, but like he went back to school and got his degree in like fixing up X-ray machines and shit. So he.
Oh fuck! Nice work.
He went back to school to get his degree for that stuff, and he started his new job today. So proud of him, actually. He's fucking awesome.
Congratulations, man. Are you proud of your big bro?
I am very proud. Now, if I could just get my shit together.
No.
He sets a good example, so I have to like follow suit or some shit. Ugh, it's ridiculous.
You know what? Crotch Stick is proud of Jeremy.
He is. So is Bill, right, Bill? Yes. Yes, I am.
That was creepy.
Peace.
What a good way to end it. That was good. Oh man. Are we done broadcasting?